And we are live. For some reason, the game isn't showing in the screen, but that's fine. So, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us again here in our campaign, Karen. I am your DM, Aleytia, and welcome to another episode of our campaign. So, introducing our players, there have been a few changes since last time due to some personal reasons. But yes, introducing our players, let's start with Maximilian.
Hi, I'm Fuzzy and playing Maximilian the Artificer.
All right. Next from the group is. Whoa, sorry about that. Next from the group, we have Theseus.
Greetings there, gremlins, goblins, and gnomes. I am Theseus, also known as the Someone.
All right. Next after Theseus, we have Sai.
Well, hello there. My name's Lucas, and I'm playing the very not obviously bad person that's incompetent and nothing more than a humble blacksmith.
And last but not the least, Beef.
Yellow, I am YES, otherwise known as Beef, and, well, I'm just glad to be here, to be honest. That's it.
All right. Welcome,
It's
everyone.
been 2 weeks.
Yep, it's been 2 weeks. It has been 2 weeks. All right. So I think there was just a bit of a hiccup there. The game still it is not displaying, but it'll display in 3, 2, 1.
2.5,
Oops.
2 3/4.
Oops. There we go. All right. Yeah, 3.5, 3 2/4. Where the hell is it? Anyway. Whoa. This is, I believe, yeah, this is the correct screen. There we go. All right. So, last time, before we left off, you guys were in the bar slash in the town inside Pyro Plateau. Nix, the merchant, decided to treat you guys on the house, which allowed you to stay at the inn and have a rather scrumptious meal, depending on opinions from your characters. And after that, you decided to rest. At some point in the night, Jenny, who was with you guys, decided to sneak out of the room. Surprisingly enough, it did not trigger the alert spell that Maximilian had placed on the door.
Because I
Jenny,
would have excluded our bunch.
mm-hmm, and Jenny just left in the middle of the night. So now you guys are waking up to a brand new day with the sunlight streaming from one of the windows, partially obscured by the rocks of the since this town is located inside the crater. So there's light streaming from the window. It's just not as bright as if you were looking at the sunset, the sunrise. I mean. So let's start with Sai. What are you doing?
Waking up early in the morning to head outside before the sun hits hard, because I assume it's warmer here in Pyro Plateau, like deserty. If the sun is up high, it's hotter, and in the night it is very cold. Am I right?
In a sense, yes.
Well, yeah, hitting the training grounds, let's say, just being outside, swinging the glaive a little bit,
All right.
preparing for
So
the days to come in the mines.
you exit the inn, Sai, and you find like that in the center of town there's a clearing. Mainly because this, like I said, this town was made inside of a crater. So the middle of so all of the houses are have been littered around like the center, which is just what looks to be a sunken piece of like land. So you swing your glaive around in the center with a few people just milling about now, since it is the morning and they're going about their day. Let's move on to Beef. What are you doing?
A second. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I just got a notification. Computer to update, so I had to deal with it. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
so when Beef wakes up, whenever he does, I really don't care. He'll probably. Yeah, we'll do this. He'll probably get up, get his things together, etc., and then go out to where there's nothing flammable nearby and just kind of create a little fire orb and just toss it from hand to hand. Call it practicing his magic, if you will.
All right. So, you find yourself like in the same clearing as Asai, mainly as you search for a place with no flammable things. The nearest, like the center of the crater, is avoids most of the buildings. All right, and then let's move on to Maximilian.
I would get
stays that way.
It will. It
Good.
will. Anyway, yeah, I was going for Maximilian.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Okay. Ding. Oh, sorry. Um, I will just head to the main plaza of the village, bring my animals, quote unquote, in tow,
Mhm.
and just run through some performance check and tweaks and, you know,
Yep.
little
So
screw here, little spring there.
so you go towards the center of the village. So you pass by as you wake up. You see like Beef and Sai going about their day. So and yeah. So as you station yourself near not exactly near them, but further somewhat
Mhm.
to perform your maintenance on both Hoot and Dave.
Travis.
Travis. To both Hoot and Travis.
Mhm.
So Theseus, what you doing?
Let's see. I'm going to open the window.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to jump out it.
Which window? So oh yeah, you open the window and you jump out of it. You are currently on the second floor. So you open the window and you jump out of it. Um a few like passersby turn to look at you, but see seeing as like you are jumping from the second floor, a few of them are like not exactly rushing, but like are quickening their pace as you go to jump.
As soon as I land, I'm going to make a mad dash to the blacksmith.
Uh, to Sai.
Oh, I'm going to try to find the blacksmith in this town.
All right. So you land on your feet and orienting yourself. Like you dash. The town is built in a circular fashion, so you run from house to house to house before you find like an establishment that is called that's simply called the Smissery, highlighted with a anvil and a hammer as like a hanging sign. So as you like stop like in front of it, you would find that on the window seems to be blocked with like curtained blinds, and the large oak door seems to be closed at the moment. So what you doing?
Will it open?
Hmm? So you go to open the door.
Yeah, I try to pull the door open.
All right. You try pulling the door open and it doesn't budge.
I try
Like,
pushing the door.
all right. You push the door open and it opens with like it opens smoothly, and then you hear a bell just ringing. Clink clink. Now, as you enter the shop, you see there are shelves that are littered with different knickknacks. Some of them are look to be like shovels. Some of them pickaxes. Some of them like there and these shovels and pickaxes are different, made with different materials. And then here you also find like what looks to be something you would wear on your head. with a crystal in the middle. And then a few of the things here you see like staves. You see some like you see what looks to be blades, like small swords. There seems to be like hammers as well, and in the corner, tucked in the corner, there's a what looks to be a bow and an arrow, and a few what looks to be like sticks with the tips sharpened. Other than that, like on the counter, there seems to just be a young man just like wrapping what looks to be rubber to a handle of what of a short sword.
I ignore him and start looking at the shovels.
All right, your turn to look at the shovels. So as you inspect the shovels, one of them has like what looks to be a gold like a glint of like a gold. It's not exactly like polished gold, but it's gold. It's a golden shovel. The handle is made out of wood and what seems to be leather. The shaft of it is made out of like wood as well. The head is shining as gold. Another one what looks to be made out of like some sort of like alloy. It's shining kind of like it's semi-reflective, just like the golden shovel. These two. This one is also made. The shaft is also made out of wood, with the handle having been made out of leather. And then another shovel you see is what looks to be like made out of some sort of bronze, like a lower quality of bronze. And this one is just like the other two. The shaft is made out of wood alongside the handle. However, like where with the handle where you would place your hands, this one the handle is wrapped in what looks to be some sort of like rubberized substance. And then to the back, there seems to be like another shovel that's kind of like is it's semi-reflective, just like the other shovel that seems to be an alloy. But this one, the head looks to be like a bit violetish in color, like purple violet in color.
You said the shopkeep is distracted wrapping a handle, right?
Right now he's looking at you while he's like trying to tie the rubber of the handle of this sword. He hasn't greeted you mainly because you seem to be more interested in examining the wares, but he's looking at you.
I grab the violet shovel and bring it over.
Mm-hmm. So as
Sir.
you bring the violet shovel over, he greets you. Welcome to this mystery. My name's Brian. Are you going to be buying this?
How much?
Hmm. This one's rather like unique. My father made this out of some sort of metal that they got in the mines. He's not really sure what type of metal it is. Um, it was rather hard to make. So he's charging 80 gold for it.
How much do hand axe sell?
Hmm. A hand axe, you say? Would you mind placing it on the counter so I can examine it?
I place all 4 of my hand axes on the counter.
Okay. So you place all of your hand axes, your four hand axes to the counter, and the guy like begins examining it, starting from the blade towards the handles. Hmm. These are well maintained. They look to be barely used. I'll give
Only
you
used,
sorry. Sorry.
only used one cut tree.
You use these to cut a tree.
Only
Now
one.
so now the guy is looking at the hand axes, like all four of them, before looking back up at you. He's he's suspicious of your claim. He doesn't know of anyone who would use a hand axe to actually cut a tree, but he's also not dismissing your claim outright. Thinking a bit, he decides to believe you on the claim that you use the hand axes to cut a tree. And taking that into consideration, he gives you an offer. All right, I'll go ahead. I'll buy each of these for 10 gold each.
What about pot? I put an iron pot unused on the counter.
So he looks at the pot before looking back at you. We're a blacksmith. We're a smithery. We don't have a use for pots other than, I mean, I suppose we can melt this pot for the iron. He's like looking at the pot, like trying to estimate how much iron they can get out of it before he looks at you and just says, "I'll take it for 2 gold." So that's like 40 gold for the hand axes and 2 gold, plus 2 gold for the pot. So that's like 42 gold all in all.
That put me at 73. Do you know Alchemy Place?
We're not exactly a. This is a mining town. No one has does anything with alchemy here. You could probably sell it to Mr. Gear a few doors down.
At price. Do you use Alchemist Fire?
As you say alchemist fire, the boy's eyes light up before he says, we do use alchemist fire to for some of our smithing. We buy them by the bulk for from Mr. Gear.
How much he sell you it for?
Well, he sells like the vial for 25 gold, but by the barrel he just sells it to us for around 700 gold per barrel.
I have flask. of alchemist fire. I put the flask on the counter also.
He looks at the flask before he looks at you. Well, this is hmm, this is smaller than like what we're used to. He looks at the flask of alchemist fire, just estimating how much liquid is in it. I'll give you 15 gold for it if you want.
16 and make it deal.
He looks at you before just like nodding his head. It never hurt to like just have more of the substance. So he places the total of 58 gold in your yeah on the counter.
Minus 8. I leave the 58 on the counter. I give him 22 gold.
It looks at you a bit confused as you place the 22 gold in the counter. Are you buying the shovel then? Are you buying the shovel then?
Yes. Shovel good.
The guy nods his head before he takes the four hand axes alongside the pot and the alchemist fire and places them from below the counter. All right, a deal's a deal, he says as he pushes the shovel towards you while also taking the gold.
I take it and put it in my bag. It's seemingly just disappearing into my bag.
Mm-hmm.
And I just leave the shop back to the party.
All right, so you leave the shop and as you leave the shop, you find Sai, Beef, and Maximilian like having finished their morning routines in the center of town. I suppose enough time has passed for you guys to have finished your routine.
Shovel for mine.
You're aware that in a mine you need a pickaxe, not a shovel, right?
Shovel, staff, equal chisel.
Whatever you say.
I just pull out the shovel from my bag and show it off.
Uh, yeah, give me a moment. Let me just place it inside your. So you guys see, Nick. You guys see Theseus just pull out what looks to be a purplish shovel from his bag as he like proudly shows it off to you guys.
Does the material look familiar to me?
As a yes, yeah. The material looks familiar to you. It's quite the craftsmanship needs improvement. You can tell that like whoever made it wasn't that familiar with the material. Hence, they were not as able to mold it to in the shape in the shape of a shovel. Like it took some time for for them to mold it into a shovel, but yeah, it's familiar to you.
Would I guess that it is actually a pretty resilient
Oh yeah,
material?
you would guess that this material could take a beating, and would and if used like for its purpose right now as a shovel, one could use it for a while, like for a long time before it breaks.
Hmm. This is actually a good choice, Thetis. This is pretty hard material there. That shovel should last you for a while.
No more hand axes or alchemist fire, though.
Oh,
Sold for shovel.
well, maybe if we find oodles of gold and things like that, maybe we'll come back this way and you'll be able to buy your hand axe back again.
Or I buy another shovel. Throwing shovel.
Sai, are you taking a look at Nyx right now? Are you taking?
I brushed it off.
Are you looking at Theseus right now? Okay, you just brushed it off. Okay.
I just, after him telling me he bought a shovel for a mine, I just shrugged it off and kept tending to my glaive when I started to wonder where the fuck the other party member is.
Beef, what's your reaction to this shovel?
Beef?
I'm
Look at my shovel. It's shiny and pretty.
No. Honestly, I don't know how I would react, let alone how. I don't know. I feel
Mm,
so.
Is there any random rocks around?
wait, why is it? Shh. Ah, the stream browser is the wrong browser. Goddamn. Anyway, is there any random rocks around? Yeah, there's like a huge ass boulder like to the side of you.
I'm going to take my shovel and try to dig into the rock.
Give him wide berth.
All right. So you take your shovel and try to dig into the rock, like, and then you dig and dig and dig. You like you guys hear the cling of the metal and the rock, just like yeah, you guys hear the cling of like metal hitting rock. You hear cling, 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 and then eventually you just hear cling, like something like that. The shovel seems to have like dug deeper into the rock, and as Theseus like continues to hit the shovel into the rock, you just see like the rock forming what looks to be cracks.
Shovel mine rock.
This seems like it's going to be a very serviceable tool.
Good purchase. Better than pickaxe.
Hey guys, has any of you seen Jenny this morning?
Now that you mention it, no, I have not.
Huh, weird. I mean, we
She
did
left-
say we're gonna meet in the
She left
morning.
note in bed.
I'll send Hoot to her window.
Won't see the note. I ate it.
So you send Hoot towards like the room's window, and Hoot finds it empty. Honestly, Jenny, if I remember correctly, Jenny slept near in the room with, I think it was either Maximilian or Theseus. I think it was Maximilian.
Hmm.
So yeah, nothing's in the room.
Through charades, Hoot's relay. Did you see anything? No. Was she there? No. So
Was anything left behind? You should just see the owl shake its head.
yeah, he says there's nothing left in the room.
I ate note.
If you were hungry, you could have gone for the kitchen. But strange. Maybe she had other places to be, or maybe just drinking that drink made it too much for too long, and she figured she needed to go somewhere.
Just pull a fish out of my bag and start eating it.
Well, I guess the mines weren't a target she would wanted to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can't be helped. I hope she left and nothing happened.
Well, nobody came into the room, so I didn't get any warning.
Well, that is reassuring. Then she probably just left,
Oops.
I guess. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
isn't surprising.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Anyway, yeah, I was.
Well,
Mhm.
should we stock up on supplies and get going? Now that I see that we are all here,
Mm-hmm.
which rank? I hope it will still be good enough for the mines if we are a healer down. Maybe we should acquire some potions.
I can heal.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
Well then.
Not as well as a cleric or like a
I will
priest
be.
or druid, but I do have some abilities.
Then let's stock up on food and keep start going towards the mines.
Yep. So I guess we need to find a general store.
So you guys talk amongst yourselves and decide that you wanted to find the general store.
Well, a place where we can buy food.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So you ask around, and like the people you've asked generally point to the general store, which you are rather familiar with.
If it's the weird Nick store, I'm not going there.
Why is that?
Well, Out of character, my character just doesn't like the dude. And as far as he remembers, there didn't appear to be food in there, and as we can basically have the bag of holding infinity durability of food, we can just buy it from any food stall around. Well, guys, I don't think we can acquire food in there. It looked shabby and it smelled bad, so I doubt we can get good food in there. Let's just go somewhere else. There might be some stalls around.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we see any of those?
So
Like
apart
fruit
from
sellers or something?
the general store, the only stores if you were to walk around is just the smithery, which Theseus visited, and the general store.
Do you guys think we can go to the inn and ask if we can have some food from their kitchen?
Worst they could say is no.
Right? So every single one of you so all of you like walk back to the inn.
Mhm.
And in the inn you find the bartender from the night before who greets you with a smile. Hello there. Your
Good day to
friend
you.
your friend well, your friend went out in the middle of the night. He's she said she had some errands to do.
Ah, errands, I see. Had that story been told once? Anyways, would you be kindly enough to sell us some rations? If there is any. Or some food from the kitchen.
If you mean rations for travel, we don't sell any. You're better off going to the general store. But if
Well,
you
what
want,
about general food supplies? We have means to make it durable for a few days, month, years, eternity.
he looks at you. He
Oh, don't
looks at
worry. I pull Theseus closer to me. Theseus probably still nibbling on that half-eaten fish, and just put my arm around his shoulder. This is our food connoisseur. He can make food as durable for eternity. Don't ask his methods. He is kinda a shy guy.
I put a bear steak on the desk.
and
And if you're not believing me, that steak is 20 years old already.
deception check.
Deception, you said?
Yep.
Do I have anything for that?
You should have
Probably
it in
not.
your skills.
No, I'm looking if I have anything for that to make it better.
9. Let's see. So
Oh,
he
can I make it? Can I make the steak like blinging with prestidigitation? Make it very shiny, like a golden drop lewd.
I mean, you already had
Buggles.
Nick's Theseus already like placed the steak on the counter. Like he's already taking a look at it. So so the bartender takes a look at the steak, notices that it's still hot from wherever Theseus pulled the steak out of. Before he looks at you, he looks at you. He's a tad skeptical with the claim that it's been 20 years since that steak was cooked. But
As he looks at me, I smile and make a grin where you can see the my teeth to the side of my mouth, and there is like a bling as I press the dictation that.
You just look like you're just like really, really like selling the image of a fucking
Snake oil trader.
exa-
Me, never. I'm a businessman.
But yeah, the bartender that looks at you and then he looks back to the steak and yeah, he's a tad bit skeptical with your statement that it's been 20 years old, but looking at the steak as fresh as it is and he knows that you guys have not had the time to actually cook a steak. He decides to believe you and then he says breakfast is in 20 minutes. If you want to buy extra portions, then you'll have to pay for it.
I throw the steak back in my bag.
He watches you do it.
So you're telling me it would be cheaper if we go to that general store of yours?
Oh,
I mean, and then he looks at you. Mr. Gear paid for your room and your food for the night and this morning. So if you want extra food for to take with you, then it just stands to reason that you pay for it.
Well, that's obvious. But I'm just getting the gist of it would be more expensive to buy food here, the extra food, instead of going to the general store and buy rations.
Well, rations would be cheaper. He nodded his head.
You're a terrible salesman.
Not exactly. If you want the food, you can buy it. It's only a few silver versus a few copper for the rations.
Who doesn't value a copper coin is not worth a single gold piece. Thanks for the information, but I might have to swallow my pride and go to that stupid general store again, I guess.
Sir, you
The bar-
have
the
not
bar-
fresh vegetables that you served our companion Jenny yesterday. And we buy those at discount.
like I told like I told your companion yesterday, we still don't have a shipment of vegetables from the cities. Those vegetables aren't that fresh. I'd be happy to sell them to you, but they're not that good of a quality nowadays.
Discount?
Of course. He nods his
How
head.
much?
Three
How
co-
much you have?
3 copper per kilo.
Let me see how much my bag can hold.
500 limbs.
How much is in a kilo?
Sorry, I
Like
forgot
how
you're
much
American.
food?
2.2 pounds.
How much food?
2.2 pounds.
I don't know how much the food weighs. That's
What
why
do
I'm
you
just
mean?
asking her directly how much vegetables, because I don't know which vegetables they are. I
I
can't
mean,
say how much
he's
they
gonna give
weigh.
you he's gonna give you basically a sack of like fucking lettuce, carrots, bell peppers, and whatnot. But it's basically like all lumped into one sack.
How much for a sack?
I'll give it to you for a silver piece.
I put a silver on the counter and just dump
So,
the sack into my bag.
well, as he looks as you place the silver into the counter, you watch him just walk towards like one of the back rooms, and then he returns with like this sack that's at the very least like 25 kilo. Let me just convert it to pounds. God damn it, I forgot you're American.
I can do the conversion.
Yeah, so
I was
he,
just
he returns with a sack that's at least like around like 25 kilograms, and then he places it on the counter. Nice doing business with you. He takes the silver coin and then just like places it in one of his pockets.
you too, sir. I just pour the bag into my bag
So that
and stuff the sack in there also.
adds like fucking 55 point something pounds of like weight to whatever's in there.
55.116.
Yeah.
It rounds down to 55.
hmm
Great. We'll have salad for the rest of our days.
I have 4 steak and 1 fish and wine.
So as you turn away from the counter, the barman like it's like he remembers something before he calls back out towards you. Careful about the tomatoes; they're about to rot. So you should use them soon.
Tomatoes equal sauce. Sauce for salad.
He shrugs his shoulders as he takes a glass to put to clean. All
We
right,
have food now.
Mm. Anything else we need to get before we go?
salad for days.
Mm.
Shovel pickaxe. Food. What else?
Beef. What have you been doing all this time?
Was following everyone. I just been following the group, not saying much, just thinking myself.
So you're just observing them.
Pretty much.
Beef. Where we go now?
I don't know a thing about this.
Mine.
Well, if
What?
we think we have everything we need, maybe we should be on our way.
Yeah, we should be leaving.
Yeah.
Every second we waste could be less gold in our pockets. I mean, the dying people.
Unless
No,
you guys
no,
want to
I
buy
get that.
kills.
All right. Yeah, we should probably head out then.
All right, let's go.
All right, so you guys head out to walk from the yeah, you guys begin heading out of the town. So
Following the instructions the dude in the mayor's office gave us to the mines.
mhm. So you guys begin heading out, and you guys like begin climbing the steps So, see, as I've said, the town is located like at the bottom of a of a crater. So you guys are, as you go to leave the town, you guys are presented with quite the, shall we say, yeah, quite the ways up. Quite a bunch of steps up. You guys are over here. Oops. Can I ping that? Well, I believe I can. It's
I
not that. Yeah, around
Mhm.
here.
Oh, down here.
Yep.
Okay.
So you guys begin your trek up the steps one at a time, and then you get to the second set of stairs, and then the third, and then once you're up above the third set of steps, you guys are just greeted with sun. Very bright sun. Like down at the bottom, like the temperature is like a bit more manageable. But as you reach the top of the steps, this feels like 40-45 degrees Celsius, or in your terms, around 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oof.
Oh, that's hot.
So what are you guys doing?
Oh, there's no helping it.
I guess not.
All right, so
Did
you
we bring enough water, guys?
I have
I brought
my
wine.
I have my water skin.
Well, do you think that's enough? I mean, it's only a day, but in that heat.
And you turn water to wine. I mean,
Well,
wine to water.
well, wine technically is liquid, so it should be fine.
Should
I have
work.
2 bottles.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, it's
We
probably enough.
won't die of dehydration or anything.
all right. So are you guys proceeding out?
Mm-hmm.
I put up my hood and gangster walk.
So you guys begin walking out from the out from the town. So as you pass through what looks to be a gate, this gate having just golden edges, you feel something wash through you. You just feel as if like this. It's kind of like it's nearly the same feeling as when you entered the Loran Academy. However, this one is more gentle. So as you pass through, you feel like the heat like turn up like one more notch. This time the heat feels feels like it's around like 50 degrees and around 130 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is still at the and you remember, and it's just around around give or take 6 7 in the morning.
Maybe we should think of traveling when it is like early morning or
I think
the
it's gonna get
night.
worse if we wait. Or we have to do it tomorrow, but I don't know, we have that time.
Oh,
Oh, this kinda sucks. Should we travel in the evening?
It might be best. At the very least, I can attempt to help with warmth as opposed to cooling.
Well, maybe we wait until sunset then.
All right, so you guys are turning back towards the top.
Unless someone tells me to, I'm continuing to walk.
So
hey,
the
Thesis.
I put
street.
my hood up and start walking.
So yeah, you guys see just Theseus just like booking it just like a nomad.
Oh, Thesis. Wait,
See you tomorrow, Theseus!
No!
We'll
I
be joining you
sigh.
in the evening!
I mine.
I just
Assuming that's my
imagine
cue, I just continue walking.
I just imagine that on Theseus's body you just see a fucking trail of sweat behind him.
Well,
You
I'm
see
covered in black
Theseus.
clothing.
So the thing, yeah, I was about to point that out. So you see, Theseus is walking like fucking, is walking, is wearing black clothing. So you just see, like, as he's just walking away from you guys, it looks like it's look like embers is like forming around him. Like, you know, when you're in a desert and you're walking around, there's like this, like, some sort of like aura that's like wrapping around people who if you see them in a distance, that's like
Well,
what's
like a
that's the
happening.
sweat,
mirage
right?
type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
The
like
sweat that's vaporizing.
the heat is just like really just heating him up, heating him up.
I mean, I'm the guy with a war skin and 2 bottles of wine. And all the food.
So yeah, slowly but surely Theseus is gaining ground from you guys as
How
you're
far is
standing
he?
around. Give or
Seconds
take,
on
he's
button.
how much is your movement speed?
My movement speed 40 feet. Walking.
So he's not exactly booking it. So he's maybe around like 50, 60 feet from you guys now.
Ah, Theseus, help! There is a bear! He's attacking our party members in here!
Is he stopping?
It's walking stakes! Ah, help!
I stop and look back to see if they're actually serious. Because I know these bears don't taste as good as I want them to.
I
I
wait
mean,
for him to come back.
you don't see a bear from where they are. Like at this distance, you can
I'm
still see
panically
them.
pointing inside down the stairs.
And yeah, so you see Sai just pointing towards the stairs, and Maximilian just waving you over, like to come back.
I book it towards the stairs.
So you just see Theseus begin just running back towards you guys, and as like you're going past them, aren't you?
And if I was one square over, I would have hit Psy. Yeah, I'm running past all of them.
Yep. So you see, and then like he is booking it. Like he was walking, now he's like running towards you, and you Theseus, you don't even notice that you pass through like the entrance, and that you're feeling like colder, and you guys just see as he passes by that he's sweating. But more to that, as he passes by, he smells like something is beginning to burn.
Save team.
So Theseus, as you reach the set of like stairs, there's nothing there.
Oh, you just missed it, buddy. It ran away.
I don't hear what he says. And I'm not stopping. I jump down the stairs.
Oh, well, at least he's back here.
Hmm.
So you jump down the stairs. Roll me a dexterity check. Actually, no, acrobatics.
Acrobatics, right?
Yep. All right, 14. So you would just watch, like as a Theseus, you guys like walk towards the stairs, and you watch Theseus just jump, land to the middle of one stair, and then with a foot, like propel himself downwards, and then he lands towards the middle landing, and then he jumps again to the next stair, and then propels himself downwards again, and then towards the landing. And then he just continues running until he reaches like the sandy bottom.
I look around for the bear.
Mm, I'd say do a perception check, maybe.
Would be hilarious if there would be a bear now.
Or you don't see shit. All you see, Theseus, basically as you're walking around, since the sun is already up high in the sky. Uh you're just seeing like some glittering sand. Like the sand is like reflecting a bit of light from the sun.
I look disappointed and just slowly go back up to the party.
So as you guys are walking down the stairs, for you, Sai, Beast, and Maximilian, you three are just like seeing this dejected Theseus. He's like heaving, like he's taking breaths. He's sweaty, like really, really sweating, and it looks like his clothing is a bit singed from the heat. And you just see him just dejectedly, like climbing the stairs back up towards you guys.
Tough breaks, buddy. But since you're here and back within, I think we'll wait until the sun is about to go down before we head outside, like outside the walls. Okay.
Okay.
Good. Maybe you have a
Just
time to
take a
take a bath or
shovel and
something.
I just take a shovel and dig a little hole around me.
I
Uh,
snap a finger and he's not smelling anymore.
Mm.
But I try to hide it so nobody sees I'm doing shit.
I'm just pouting in the hole.
so you
Gonna
snap
dig
your
me a hole.
fingers. Sai, and Nyx isn't. And Theseus isn't as sweaty anymore, but his clothes are still a bit singed from the heat, and he's now just using his shovel to just dig himself a hole.
Should we put the sandbag in if you're in the hole?
Surprisingly enough, like for you, for you, Maximilian, like you can tell that the sand and then earth here on this part of the at least this part is like it's well traveled and it's packed tight, but
Mm-hmm.
Theseus is able to just shovel it up easily. That
Mm.
shovel is made of like some material that's like really durable.
Mm.
Cause you know for a fact that a normal shovel is not gonna be able to dig that quick with this packed earth with sand and earth.
Okay. All right. Well, while we are here, maybe we could um, get maybe a couple more of water skins just to make sure that we have enough liquid to last us throughout
What
the
happens if we just dump water in Theseus's bag?
He might hit you with a shovel.
Well, I don't know how the storing works. Isn't the bag of holding like each item is like individually? Or I have no clue how interdimensional space works. I wanted to try and make a weapon with the materials of a bag of holding once. Terrible mistake.
Well, yeah, it's not meant to be wielded. It's just meant to contain.
Yeah, but could you imagine if you have a weapon that can tear through space and time, and then you could make all sorts of things disappear by a touch of the blade? I mean, endless possibilities.
It's called a portable hole.
Yeah, but have a weapon coated with it?
One false move and you lose yourself.
Oh, well, I lost my apprentice.
Mm. You
I'm
lost your
kidding, I never had
apprentice.
one. I had a small wooden doll that I called my apprentice when I was starting and was little, and yeah, that had to bite the back on that experiment.
Mm-hmm.
All
So
right. Well,
by
I'll
this
be back.
point of sorry, what?
I'll be back. I'll go to the general store that you don't want to go to, and I'll get maybe 2 or 3 more water skin.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So by
sure.
this
Take this.
point,
I give him a gold coin.
yeah.
Oh, I'll
Uh,
pay for it. No worries.
Okay.
all right. By this point, Theseus has dug himself a hole like deep enough, up until his waist, and yeah, he's in the middle of the water this hole. Beast, what you doing? Meath, you okay?
Sorry, I've been thinking to myself for a bit.
All right. Okay. Why don't we just take a 10-minute break, everyone, real quick?
Okay.
Let's just take a 10-minute break, okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right. All right. Okay, so let's move on to Theseus. So Theseus, you've been shoveling a while. I'm actually wondering where you putting all that sand in your bag?
Uh, that's why I sort of you. I DM'd you that.
Wait, you sent
I
me.
guess it's,
Oh, you sent
I
me the
guess it's
DM.
not going to be a surprise anymore.
Sorry about that. I didn't see. Sorry. I'll check my DMs a bit more closely now. Anyway, yeah, okay. So yeah, all right, Sai, what you doing apart from like watching CCS stick?
Theseus is in that hole.
He is in the hole.
Is he like cowering and being pouty?
He's just shoveling in the hole.
Oh, I thought he was done with digging and is now laying in it or something.
Mm,
I'm venting my frustration on the hole.
yeah.
Okay. Well, he has nothing in particular he want to do, so he's just going over to the golden edges of the door itself and try to figure out what it is and how it works.
All right. So, are you doing anything in particular to the to the notches?
Well, I'm just from his knowledge, he's thinking there's some sort of magic preventing the extreme heat and simmering it down towards the city. So he tries to find if there is like any engravings or
Mm-hmm.
some magic circles, or just try to figure out what it is and if it could be useful for him to know about it, kind of deal.
All
Can
right.
I weaponize it?
Okay. So, roll me an investigation check for the pillar. For the notches. But as you are inspecting it, you notice that this is solid gold. Like whatever this is, whatever method they used, all of this entire pillar from top to bottom is solid gold, and it is melded. Like you see, like from and you see like the transition from gold to metal, to what looks to be some sort of like steel. That like it is the method for it is exceptional because from gold towards the steel, it is melded together seamlessly without any obvious welds. And as you inspect the gold itself, you would see tiny engravings. There looks to be characters engraved into every inch of that gold.
Can I discern what language it is?
From your current from the languages you have, no, you don't understand it.
Would I have seen such engravings before?
Mm, let's see. Uh, before, no. This one is this type of writing is entirely foreign to you.
What about me?
Sorry.
What about me? What about beef?
So what about B? Oh, so you're together with Sai in inspecting this uh gold, like the arches.
Well, yeah.
All right. Okay, so for you, B, let me just flip to this. Hmm. Let me just take a look at something real quick. Well, wait, what? Ah, here we go. Sorry, I was looking for something. Ooh, yeah, for you, B, you would recognize some characters this from the writing, but they're not they don't, the characters don't actually make sense to you. Like you would see some characters meaning purity and whatnot, but they don't make, there's no context.
Interesting.
What is interesting?
Oh, I can only comprehend the portions of this writing, but even so, they don't entirely make sense.
Huh.
It mentions a lot of It mentions a few things, something about purity and whatnot, but none of it has context or anything of that sort.
I don't necessarily know what purity has to do with heat reduction, but I guess that is the missing linings. You can't discern, I think. I guess.
Yes.
Would you think we could just take some of the gold? It is solid. Probably they probably won't notice if we just chip off a few pieces. Right?
Eh. Considering affinities with magic and whatnot, I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least some form of protection, whether that be a literal protection spell or something like a curse. But, I mean, hey, go on and try it if you want to.
So you're saying I could die if I try to meddle with the door?
I'm saying it's a theory, but I'm not saying it's guaranteed.
Do I spot any dents or tries of taking some pieces of the gold previous to me now thinking about it?
Is that, are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you if I see any spots where there might be had been tries in the past that tried to get some of the gold.
As you can see, it's solid. There's no
But spotless.
chips. There's no chips. There's nothing. It's spotless. There isn't even a scratch on it.
I go to the side, pick up a tiny rock, and throw it as hard as I can against the gold.
Strength check.
Yeah. I'm super strong. Don't doubt me. See?
So
All
B.
right.
So B, you watch as like this rock like just hits the gold, and like you hear the rock connect with the gold. There's just listed this like it's not. There's just this low sound like of a rock hitting the solid gold, and it's just like and it bounces off. The gold isn't even scratched. The rock just like bounces from the gold, and it's yeah, it hits it and then bounces.
Yeah, I think you're right. There is some sort of protection to it.
I can. Yeah. Yeah, it seems about right.
All right, so you stop there.
Do I see a beginning of the text and an end that I can decipher? Yeah, here it starts and here it stops, or is it like all the fucking way and all over the place?
It goes from the bottom to the top. Like it looks like whatever this is, it's like like every single like surface that is gold is littered with this text.
Even though I don't speak the language, does it appear to be repeating itself? Because you usually can't just tell by the look of the writing, it just repeats itself or not.
Looking at some characters, like some characters do repeat, but generally there isn't like a pattern of repetition. No.
Okay. Well, then I just shrug it off and go back to the hole and look how Theseus is doing to see if he has stopped digging and is laying in it now or is still digging it.
TCS.
As soon as I got to 6 feet deep, I just start digging in a straight line towards the exit. So I'm digging in a straight line away from the stairs.
Uh so as you look down the hole, you don't see Theseus. He's gone.
Do I see the dirt that is now on the top of the hole that he's pushed out?
There's no dirt.
Where's the dirt?
There's no dirt.
Well, I go down there and look if I can pick up one of those boxes
Boxes?
on the map.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. You see, like you go down and you pick up one of the boxes, and you're able to pick them up. They're empty.
I take it upstairs and put it on top of the hole
Yep. You place the box on
and
top of
sit
the
on the
hole
box.
and sit on the box. All right. Let us switch to Maximilian. So Maximilian, by this point, you've reached the bottom of these stairs,
Mhm.
and you're back to the town. Like the town is like situated around you. What you doing?
I'm going to the general store. Actually, I tried to find if there's a public fountain that has like potable and passable water
So
free for the taking.
so I'm starting to think that someone doesn't like me talking to you, Maximilian. Because every time
The- I
because every
I
time,
know.
every time I
Hey,
want to
someone over
address
here is fine.
everyone, every time I try to address you, my computer crashes.
I know. It's that's why they were saying. I feel like I'm about to get a complex here.
But yeah, okay. As I was saying, because the audio stream's current bitrate is 0. Why the fuck is it 0? It's fine. Anyway, um,
It's fine.
where was I? Yeah, as I was saying, there isn't no like there is no central fountain to this place. As far as you know, like you have no clue actually like how they are getting the water. It's actually strange now that you think about it.
Okay. Um, I will go to the inn
Uh-huh.
and basically ask them. Excuse me. Um, I'm about to head to the general store in order to get additional water skin. Is there a place where I could fill those with water?
Oh, so the bartender looks up from from pouring a customer a mug of mead, and he nods his head. Yeah, there's a house where there's a house in the center. And then yeah, sorry. There's a house at the edge of the town that's where you can get some water. It's where the water crystals are located, and also is where the underground pump fetches the water from down below.
And it is open for anybody?
Yes, anybody can fetch water. The one thing that is free in this town is water, since it's a necessity for everyone.
Oh, that is perfect. Thank you very much for the information. And that house is that away? And I point.
He points you towards like the left of town. It's kind of the left side of town. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I give him a silver,
He looks at
and
the silver and then looks at you as you're retreating, and before just like shrugging his shoulders. Okay.
I head towards the um, general store.
All right, you head towards the general store and you are greeted with you are like you head towards the general store and you see that the door is ajar this time instead of closed. And as you enter, you are greeted by Mr. Gear in his counter.
Hello.
Said I could play him, right?
Yep, have fun.
Oh,
Greetings and salutations, you fucking fool. You here to break down my door again?
No, my apologies for my companion. He seemed to have been. He's very enthusiastic, shall we say?
Enthusiastic, my ass. Brings back too many memories of Alflor.
Well, well, unfortunately, I would be looking to get water skins, please.
Okay, how many and what kind? Some rich people want them covered in jewels. Some people want them from rare creatures. Some just want a basic water skin.
No, just the regular will do. Otherwise, I think it will add to their weight, which is unnecessary. So I'm looking for practical. Would you have,
Okay, how
say,
much you...
5 of them?
Have you say? Hmm. You got the money for it?
How much would that bring it to?
1 gold, 50 silver per water skin.
Well, I believe that actually, let me have a look at the rest of your store because there could be other things that I would like to obtain as well. Give me a minute.
All right. So you look around the store. You see a
Yep.
bunch of knickknacks just littered around, and quite a few of them are like it's a variety, really, here and there.
Okay. Let me make sure. Let's try it out. I will basically get behind some shelves and whatnot and
Mhm.
cast enhance ability on myself.
Okay.
This going.
And will use charisma.
Uh huh.
Eagle Splendor.
All right. Let me just give someone access to a character sheet real quick. But yeah, go ahead.
And then I will go back. Maybe for later. I go back to the counter.
I'm
Um,
glaring daggers at him.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that those kind of supplies might be very practical and maybe somewhat rare. However, if you have that many, I would assume it's it seems that they may not be your best seller. And so I would be thinking that maybe you could let the whole thing go for maybe 4 gold.
The incident or the water skins?
The water skin. I did not think the incident was included in this matter. That got settled.
That's what the extra 50 silver per is for.
Well, then why would it be a price on a particular water skin instead of stating that it would be in order to effectuate repairs? And if repairs are required, I could work on that right now.
Charisma check.
Persuasion?
Persuasion.
Okay. That will be at advantage. 13. Saving throw.
Yeah, usually it just is a saving throw.
Yeah.
Nix looks at you. He's not as convinced as he should be.
I'm not buying it. Unless if
Well,
you can make the door even better than it was before, I'm not taking you up on that offer.
well, let's see if I can actually convince you. I work on one particular section of the door and cast mending.
The door begins to repair itself.
As you can see, and I narrate as I'm doing it, as you can see, this gets reassembled, and I can assure you this will be even more solid than what it was before, because my attention to this detail will make it even turns back the effect of this type of weather and the effect of time.
So slowly the door mends itself in that particular portion, and if you do inspect it, it looks like fresh wood instead of like wood that's been like under the sun for a bit.
I bring it to him and show it. See? See?
Do that to the entire door for both doors. You have it for 4 gold.
At a minute, how long would that take time to do both doors?
Let's say each door takes like around 10 minutes, so 20 minutes to both doors.
Okay.
Plus mending is
We're-
like what? A level 1 spell? Or no, it's a cantrip, I think.
It's
a
It's a
cantrip.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
plus mending's a cantrip, so yeah, it just takes you some time to like repair both doors.
You're very lucky that we are actually not in a particular hurry at this time, but so that it allows me to actually work with diligence and prove that the product that you will get is actually of utmost perfection.
Just know next time you guys break down my door, I am not forgiving.
I understand, and I could repair it again, but we'll try to make sure that our friend is not as, shall we say, bombastic.
Just hand over the 4 gold.
Let me complete the doors first. I'll work on the doors.
All right. While Maximilian is working on those doors, Theseus, with that shovel and your movement speed, so the shovel multiplied by your movement speed multiplied by no heat and like some other factors that I'm going to just calculate in my head, you have reached around, give or take, 60 feet. However, the thing is, Theseus, is that like you keeping on like just shoveling the earth and sand to your bag?
I mean, I occasionally just dump it out.
Okay. So you've reached around 60 feet. The
I did.
your tunnel is basically like half earth and half tunnel. Like you're leaving a trail of like earth from you behind you as you dump bag after bag of like of earth here and there.
Behind. I'm just going to dump it over the side.
How big are you making this?
I said I dug 6 foot down, and I dig in a straight line.
Yeah, a straight
So for a
line, which is
6'2" man, so for a 6'2" man to dig in a
Mhm.
straight line, it would be just 6 feet height trench.
Wait. I thought you dug 6 foot down. So
Yeah,
basically,
I'm six foot
there's like
two. I
yeah,
It would
no.
just be
Hear
a
me out.
little bit of a poke
Hear me
out.
out. Hear me out. I thought you dug 6 feet down. So there's like 6 feet above your head.
Uh,
And then
I
you
went
just
from the
began
floor,
digging a
and
tunnel.
I would have had to dig a little bit more down for my head to
yeah,
not fucking hit the
yeah, it'd
top.
have to be 12 feet down to be what you're thinking about.
Mm,
Or at least
I
8.
mean, that's the that's fucking the main reason that like Sai over here covered the hole because he doesn't see Nyx. He doesn't see Theseus. That's what I said, and you didn't correct me that time.
I mean, I said as soon as you fucking end up having computer problems again, this is going to be
Disintegrated.
fun.
So which was it? So which are we following? Are we just retconning the 6 feet down?
I mean, I could do the extra, like, 2 feet and just do that.
Anyhow, you're leaving sand
I'd
in the
just be
tunnel.
8 feet down.
You're leaving
Yep.
sand and like fucking yeah, you're leaving sand and earth in the tunnel as you're digging.
I just imagine him digging forward and burying himself behind him with the sand he dug from the front.
Not exactly burying himself, but there's still space within the bag. I'm imagining him just dumping a bit and then just like dumping more and more as he goes forward. So it's gonna be a hassle for you guys to follow him. But yeah.
Who's gonna follow him anyway?
Me! Not even
So
there.
so yeah, Theseus has dug like 40 feet away from you guys now. And so Beef
We
and
don't know.
Sai, what are you both doing?
Well, I'm sitting on my crate here. Then I'll look over where Beef is.
I was actually going to stay at the gateway and the arch and all that.
Yeah, well, I'm right next to that thing
Okay.
because he dug the door there. I'm gonna look over to him and be like, "Hey, yo, what's your deal?"
What do you mean?
Well, what's your deal? I mean, you're not a man of many words, and I kind of figured out what the deal of the stupid gravedigger down there is, and what's the deal with the overloving animal haver. But what's your deal? Can't be just
me?
fire.
Well, I mean, fire's a big part of me, and I'll kind of like walk over to him and I get as I begin to explain my whole thing. Oh god, where to start? Okay, so I'll make this short because I don't. Yeah, I'll make it short.
Well, we have like 12
Basically-
hours to spend until it's nightfall, so we have time.
Fair point. Alright. Well, I originally grew up in a faraway village, you know, the whole deal with getting teleported and whatever, but
Alright, you were
there
teleported
they.
too, right?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't, but the other people that came out of the forest the same night, few of them were. Still
Yeah.
surprised how you ended up here, but
I don't know either. Anyways, in our village, we let's see. How do I Bleh. Okay, long ago in our village, I don't know how many years ago, but at least like 20 or more years ago, our village had been like taken over by this evil wizard guy. And eventually another wizard came along and defeated him, sacrificing his life in the process. Why he did it, no one knows. What everyone did know is that he practiced in mostly fire-based magic, and they put up statues of him and stuff. And then I was born with an affinity to fire magic, so I kind of took myself in as something along the lines of the next incarnation of that wizard, or at least I just want to kind of grow up to be as powerful as he was.
your whole deal is just getting stronger, or
I mean,
getting better?
getting better at my magic, being able to control it better, possibly becoming even stronger, mostly just being able to defend my village and my people, although I don't know where they are right now, so that's going to be pretty hard.
So you're saying that you ideally want to go back someday.
Eventually, but for now, being out here isn't that bad. It gives me a nice space to be able to practice my magic stuff. And as he says this, he kind of creates a fireball and then tosses it up and catches it and kind of just sits there tossing and catching his own little fire orb.
Well, I must admit, magic always intrigued me. I mean, you can probably don't tell by me mainly being the melee competent, but I actually have some magical skills too that I try to keep as hidden as possible from most people.
I can understand that.
Because I'm not so sure about those powers myself, because I just got them someday by meeting a friend of mine. But that is different story.
Different story for a different day. Fair enough. And as he's like sitting there thinking about this, he catches his fire orb again and then like stops. He's like, "Oh, wait, I just remembered something." Closes his hand, extinguishing the fireball. So remember those engravings on the pillar or the archway back there
Yeah.
that I like kinda got? I just remembered I have comprehension languages. I might be able to use that to get a better sense of what they say.
What is the language they are in? Like the pieces you at least can decipher.
Allie?
They're in ancient Elvish.
What the parts I can decipher are definitely Elvish. Considering
How the
it's
fuck
hard to
couldn't I
decipher,
read
I'd
them?
assume it's like I from the parts I could decipher, I'm assuming it's an older depiction of Elvish.
At least the parts you can decipher are in ancient Elvish. The It's a combination, actually. Wait, you have Elvish in your
How?
fucking character sheet?
I'm an half elf.
Never mind. God damn it. So,
A
yeah.
half elf that can't read Elvish.
And I grew up in a fucking village with
Wait, where's
elves.
Elvish in your character sheet? What the?
It's on the languages. It's It's right there. I'm looking at it right now in this second.
Yeah, I can see it too. Common,
Wait,
Dwarvish,
you
Elvish,
can
Undercommon.
see. No. Huh? You can see each other's characters? That shouldn't be possible. God damn it. What?
Yeah, I've been able
But
to
you have
open
it
other
under
people's
the
character sheets forever because they're
have it
just
under
in
the
this
card.
party thing.
Wait.
I can even do the double click thing.
There
I
we
mean,
go.
I haven't been using it to cheat, but
Okay, that's not supposed to happen, but yeah, let's do that. There we go. That's better. That works. Anyhow, huh.
so it's blank. It's not good.
So where was I?
Yep.
Yes. So apparently, yeah. Sorry. I am very sorry. I didn't realize that you had Elvish in your character sheet.
Got it. Also, welcome back, Maximilian.
Right, but yes. Where was I?
Well, I
Yeah,
think we
you can.
left off with
Yeah. You no no
with
no no. I was thinking. Sorry. Yes, you can. You are able to understand some of it, Beef. Um, for for Sai, it's mainly because wait, actually, yeah, it's mainly because I'm gonna. I'm just gonna justify this by a technicality because you're half elf.
and he's on half F too.
Wait, he is? God damn it. Anyway, let's just forget about that, please, and let's continue. Cause like I have no way. I didn't realize you had Elvish in your fucking character sheet. Sorry about that. Uh,
Well, the question now was we were
yeah. You were asking like
thinking
what?
of comprehend language thing.
Yep, the contraband language. Um, yeah. Are you actually going to use it, Beast? Sorry.
Well, yeah, as I was telling him this, I'll be like, so I'm gonna go try that, and we'll see what it says if that works.
Would be interesting
then-
to know what it says. Maybe we can make a use of it and create a spell or something, or enchant something of our making with the same enchantment.
Alright.
Might come in hand.
Yeah. And then I'll walk over to the pillar, use comprehend languages, and read out what it says.
I follow
And I'll
him,
just
ready with a notebook.
All right.
one spell slot. Boom.
Give me a moment. Uh, Give me a moment. I have that in a note somewhere. There we go. So, from the portion that you are reading right now, you are yeah, from the portion you are reading right now, you see in the halls of the firewalkers, heat was a prayer, but prayer shouted too loudly seared the lips. Thus we whispered, thus we hum, thus we weave. By the bone of a cold obsidian, by the mirror of frozen glass, let flame fold into form, and form into silence. Silence is not dead, it is the echo of power tamed. As cinders gather, so too does will. That's the that's the current yeah, that's the portion you are reading right now.
Okay. As so, Beith will read it out loud, and then after he gets to that point, he looks back to the side and he's like, "You got that?"
Yes. Um. Would you mind if we just decipher the entire thing? I mean, we have time.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was gonna go for the next part. I was just making sure you were caught up with your writing there.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely not writing that. I'm just typing a note that I did it.
Okay, yeah.
But the side
Alright.
doesn't. Just the player doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
Aleytia for
And then I'll
sure texts me the paragraph one day.
one day.
I just put an item in my inventory that says the notes on the door in Pyro Plateau, and then at some point I just be like, "Hey, Aleytia, I have those notes. I don't know what I write, what my character wrote down, but I have it written down. So be prepared for that day."
Be prepared for what this
Uh
becomes for text.
do you really want me there? I have a PDF of it if you want.
Well, that's what we are now doing for whatever how long it's gonna take us. I mean, we have
Yeah.
time until nightfall, so that's what we
So
both
basically
gonna
that
do.
both of you are going to inscribe the whole thing. How long does
Yeah.
this fucking No. You can't do that. I don't
Why
think you
not?
can do that.
Why
Because
not?
the spell only lasts
An
for
hour, I think.
an hour.
Comprehend language.
Yep, 1 hour right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like
And
this
it
is a
takes a minute. And it takes a minute to read 1 page's worth, according to the description.
yeah, there
So
so let me just say that this is like fucking 4,000 words.
That's not that
shoot.
many. My
I
backstory
mean,
has as much.
I
Wait,
would be
4,000 words?
thinking like,
Wait, no, not 4,000 words. Like fucking wait, this count isn't right. What? No. Give me a moment.
I mean, I was thinking that we could just be like, however many pages of that PDF or the pages worth of words on the wall, because that makes sense. PDF and really small text.
Anyhow, yeah, so you guys you guys continue like just translating and writing. Let's go back to Maximilian. So you've finished repairing both doors.
Cut out again.
No,
PC, be stable.
no.
You still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay. Okay. The curse is lifted. So yeah, so while my internet was going wacko, I
Mhm.
actually mentioned I finished the door. I buy the 5 water skin for 4 gold. I hit Stearns, and then I'll go back to where they are.
But sorry, what you yeah, so the door is finished, Nix.
I go over and inspect the door.
See, it even restored a bit of the original grain, and it blends so well.
I guess it's good enough. I could have done better if I actually felt like it.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. And press for some time, I assume it would have gone way better. However, it is serviceable and will probably serve you for quite a few years yet.
I'm replacing these doors in a couple months anyway, so
Well, maybe you'll be able to sell them for good value.
quit trying to warm up to me. Just buy the water skins.
Here you
I
go.
go back behind my desk to grab the water skins.
I give him the 4 gold piece. Pleasure doing business with you.
Don't come back with trouble.
I'll make sure trouble stays to the edge of town.
You better, otherwise your friend, he might end up without a hand next time.
I'll make sure to pass on your message.
I just watch him as he leaves.
All right. So so Maximilian, you are able to leave
General store.
the general store.
Hmm.
And yeah, so what you doing after
I
leaving the
head
general
over
store?
to, I go to the cisterns where the innkeeper told me to go in order to fill water,
Yep.
and I filled the 5 water skins.
All right. So as you go towards the house, like the house right now it's in the house. You find what looks to be a small blonde child, like the child in that's about 4'8" in height. She looks to be filling up another water skin. Uh, she looks to be filling up water skin, and she's
Hmm.
wearing what looks to be like a white sundress. It's quite out of place for this desert, but you watch her just like fill up this water skin in what looks to be like a small a large contraption. There's this large blue crystal in the middle of a water basin, and from the basin is leading to a faucet, which from where she is uh, filling up this water skin, and then afterwards she closes the faucet and she turns towards you. Hmm. Are you here to get some water as well, mister?
Uh, yes, yes, thank you. But do finish what you're doing. I'll wait my turn.
No, I'm done. She says as she finishes filling up the water skin, and then and then she seals it, and then she places she begins carrying it out of the house.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll get up and get the water skins out, open the tap, and
Hmm.
begin filling them one by one.
So when you one by one, you begin filling up the water skins. So it takes you about just around like 2 to 3 minutes to fill them all up. The flow of water, there's not a lot of pressure, but it's a constant flow, so it doesn't take long. And eventually you just have them all filled up.
Perfect.
Now
I'll
what
walk back towards where I think the group is.
All right, so you climb back up the stairs, and you find just Beef and Sai.
Taking papers next to me already, being on like the 10th page or something.
Yep, there's Beef and Sai just inscribe. What they look to be like translating something. Like Beef is just reading out from while with his hands just like touching the gold pillars of the door, and while Sai is just writing out whatever Beat is saying. And if you were to look around, where there used to be the hole that Theseus was digging is now a crate. Which, by the way, Theseus, you've reached 80 feet now, going to 81.
I try to make a hole straight up.
All right, but yeah, Theseus, Maximilian.
Where's Theseus?
He's in the box sleeping. Don't worry about him.
How big is the box?
It's
Big enough to be on that hole.
Yeah, basically it's big enough to like fill the hole. At least not really fill it, but like big enough to just cover it.
But the circle, yeah. So the circle of the hole, if Theseus is standing up.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go and lift the box and look in.
You lift the box and look in, and you see like a few feet entrance of the tunnel that Theseus is digging. Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel.
Theseus!
Theseus.
Echo.
Thing
Can I
is
hear
like
this, Owl?
no.
I just
How-
continue and dig straight up then.
How long has he been digging like this?
How long have you been away?
Did I disconnect?
No, you're still there. You're just
No,
waiting for you to
you're
answer
alive.
the question I had, which was how long has Theseus been away?
Oh, I believe. Wait, didn't Sai already answer that?
Well, I
He's the one
asked
that
Max
asked
how
about
long he's been away.
He's been away at around like 25. Well, including the walk, around 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, about the time. You've been away for. He might be
Uh,
dead. Who knows? Tunnel construction dangerous. Anyways, what was the last paragraph? As he goes back to copying the words.
Yeah, hold on, it was, and then he goes back to reading off things.
The
yes.
last paragraph for this is to cool the heat and open the door. But yes, Sai answered you that like he's been digging ever since
Mhm.
since you've gone.
Your concern for your fellow adventurer is heartwarming. I will grab a stone from the ground, use a magic action in order to generate 6-second message on it, recording, that will play on a loop, saying, Theseus, you should come back. It's my voice. Theseus, you should come back so we know you're okay. I pass it on to Hoot. Hoot will grab it in its claws and go down into the tunnel, fly down.
All right, Hoot flies down in a tunnel and begins like flying in. The issue with this tunnel is that um there is wind, enough wind, but Hoot is slowed down because like there's no like fresh air to because he's having to Hoot is having to generate uh his or her own lift
Okay?
to fly. So going back to you, Theseus, you dig straight up and you find yourself in the middle of the desert. It is very, very hot.
I look back to see if I can see the group.
You can see the group in the distance. Well, not no, you can't see the group in the distance, but you can see the large ass gate in the distance.
Uh,
I'm just going to yell out loud, "Oh!" And then I dip back into the hole to continue digging in a straight line.
Um, uh, you know what? Charisma check, like literal just ability check for charisma.
Okay, you said ability check.
Yep.
oh no.
Yeah. No, you yell hole, and this is just like not like the desert is a wide place. At least the desert from this desert of Fire Plateau. Your yelling is
That
not doesn't have anything to just not is not going to echo off anything. It's not gonna bounce off anything, so it doesn't reach. Plus,
I
there's
was
also
just
the fact that like
imagining me
Beef.
whispering it to myself.
Well, there's that, but yeah. Plus, there's also the fact that Beef and Sai are too distracted with translating the things, which but yeah. Um, so Maximilian, Hoot
Mhm.
is now traveling towards Theseus, but it's gonna take time for Hoot to catch up.
No, that's fine.
in the meantime, what you
Ooh.
do? What are you three doing? Since Theseus is continuing to dig a tunnel.
Diggy diggy hole.
I'll just wait until I get some sense of Hoot coming back or Thesis coming.
So
Keep looking like head on a swivel to make sure that if he doesn't pop up somewhere.
all right. So eventually, Sai and Beeth. Eventually, the two of eventually Beeth, your spell runs out, and you don't and you don't finish the translation, but you manage to translate at least around like 25 pages of this thing.
Question. After you sending me that document, that's something my character would have noticed pretty quickly, probably. Every book that is described in there is repeating itself 37 times until it goes to the second book, and it's every time the same paragraph.
Did it? No, no, no,
So,
no, no. Wait, what?
yeah, it starts with book 1, it repeats itself 37 times, then it goes to book 2, repeats itself 37 times, goes to book 3, repeats itself 37 times,
Wait,
goes to
wait,
book
wait,
4.
wait, 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 wait. No, that's the wrong one. I think that's the preview. Oops, sorry.
Hmm.
Wait,
Ha!
let me just open that PDF real quick. Is that the correct one?
Wrong fly.
I might have given you the wrong one. Give me a moment.
I don't think it is the wrong one because you read that. The first and the last time you read something of it.
Mm, give me a moment.
And it would make sense if it repeats itself because the logics I would then comprehend would be they typed each paragraph multiple times to enhance the effect of the spell. That's what he would get of it. But if it's wrong, then forget about it.
It's not wrong. It's just that there's something here. It
If
should.
it's repeating in that pattern, he would just be like, "Hey, beef, it repeats itself a lot of time and then goes to the next book." You could just not read the same paragraph 37 times again and
Yeah,
again,
it does repeat.
so we would get
There are
further
repeats of it, but
than
yeah.
book 5.
Hmm?
Because after the second or third book, he would point that out to Beef and would be like, "Yeah, you can skip the next so and so parts and go to the next book." So
Yep.
we would maybe get more out of that hour.
Mm-hmm. So you get around, give or take, 50 pages of it.
How much would that cover of the door? Would it be like
Most of the door,
70%,
half the
half
door,
of it?
what?
Maybe up around here. Where's my ping? Here. Where's my? Wait, no, no, no. I'm not in the GM screen. Maybe around around here. So not
Oh boy.
exactly half of the fucking door.
Well, could we go to the then have the idea to go to the other side to see what the last book is, so we know how many books it is, and we can just search for the books that we're missing? I mean, you can cast the spell again, and then we have another hour to do that.
Yeah.
We have time. That's all we have, and you can't even do a long rest until we go adventuring.
So
It's like an whole day we have to spend. So
I mean, you could have went to the desert, but yeah. So looking at this, so give me a moment. So eventually, for you, Maximilian, eventually, Hoot manages to reach you, Theseus, and he just hear this rock just repeating a message from Maximilian, just saying, return, so we know you're safe.
How far was I able to dig?
Given the extra time, around like 90 feet.
Every 80 feet, I'm digging up.
You're at 90 feet now, and then just a bit more.
Oh.
And then
So I end up just digging an extra 10 feet.
yeah, from when Hoot reaches you.
Okay, I'm going to backtrack a bit, grab Hoot, and then just throw him out the top of the hole before I continue digging.
So yeah, you grab Hoot, and then you just throw him on top of the hole, and I guess Hoot begins like flying back to Maximilian. So, Maximilian, eventually in the distance, you see Hoot just flying back to you from the sky. You clearly remember asking Hoot to like follow Theseus in the hole, but Hoot is now flying from the desert back to you.
Well, it seems our friend has emerged from the desert. Wow, you went far. And as Hoot reaches me, did you leave the pebble with him? Hoot nods.
Yep.
Well, I guess he made a choice. I sit down on the crate.
I'm just using the pebble as music.
It just repeats the message over and over.
Yeah, music.
Yeah, music.
Oh my god. I'm just imagining like Maximilian just rapping from the stone. Theseus, please come
Yes!
back. Please come back. Please come back. Theseus.
Please come back. I sound like Max Headroom after a while.
My pace just increases because of the enjoyment.
And somehow the please come back gets even desperater every time it is said. It gets just increasingly desperate. Please come back.
But yes, yeah. So Theseus is continuing the digging the tunnel. So did you actually cast the comprehend languages again, B? Did you decide to?
Yeah, I'll take size advice and be like, all right, we're moving over to this other pillar, see what we can get from there. Walk
Wait,
over to the
I
other
noticed
pillar.
something else. Every book that is described, only the first sentence is different. So you can have the first sentence and the other 3 sentences are the same. So we just need the first sentence of every book.
Good point. Alright, fuck it. Let's just...
You can rest afterwards. We have time.
We have time. Alright, here we go again. Cast comprehend languages. Continue off from where I was.
All right.
With
Skimming
what
over it,
size
search
set-
for the next book, read the first sentence.
Exactly.
To the
That's
point
the
where it
plan.
says, the breath of the world was forged unstyled, because that sentence is in every paragraph, and up then it repeats itself. Deciphering trophy.
Give me just a moment. So so yeah, as you do comprehend languages on the other side of the pillar, B, you realize that there are 700 books in total on this one.
Only 700 sentences then we need. Perfect.
True.
I mean, that's not much if you think about it. If a sentence has like
It's
10 words, it's
really
at
not.
max 7,000 words.
Yeah,
It's-
I've read bigger books. I can Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
when we need it, but maybe we need it someday.
We might need it.
We might have a fort one day, and we want to enchant it with heat resistance magic, transforming it into non-heat or something. Maybe we live in a volcano. Who knows?
Oh my god. Uh.
Oh, I will fucking try things with that. Just take one book and be like, yeah, I slam that on this. What happens? That's gonna happen. There will be failure. There will be exploding
Oh, yeah.
cities. But we bonded over
Oh my god.
pillars of gold that we read together. That's what counts.
Uh huh. All right. So as these two finish, they
Probably gonna
transfer.
take us like half an hour more or an hour for like
Probably.
Well, I mean, the thing is that
Mm.
like fair enough. Like these two like basically begin transcribing the entire arch. The issue is that like this arch is so big, so I'm not exactly sure how you guys got through the top parts. So you're missing you're missing
Climb it.
quite a few portions of it.
There is fucking boxes around here. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can stack them easy.
Yeah, but you're not stacking 6 boxes and getting to the top. Nope.
It looks about right.
It looks about right.
About right? Huh?
By proportions, if you look on a wooden box and you imagine them being stacked up on the
Okay,
door,
you
looks
see.
about right.
No, they're not.
Well, I have hemp rope. I can just tie it up there and throw a lasso and something, and then it would climb.
Considering this is a cliff, these are surrounded by rocks, you might be able to climb with a rope, but
Does
Mm,
it look like there's anything to hang a rope to?
there is, but like, how would he get a rope up there? That's the issue.
Misty step.
No. Well,
I do not have Misty Step.
I have Misty step.
just keep your spell slots. I take the end of a rope and I go to the side of the arch and I begin climbing up.
Can't you just tell who to bring the rope up there?
It can't tie the rope.
Sure
Whereas I
can do a
can.
knot. If not, then teach him how.
I do Batman and Robin on the side of a building. So I'm basically horizontal, just walking up and then hanging upside down at the top and then tying the rope.
Oh shit, he should decipher the thing up there.
you just see like Maximilian being being a mix of fucking Spider-Man and Kung Fu Panda, Kung Fu Panda climbing up of the cliff of the rock face.
Ellie is dying right now.
No, I'm not. Anyway, yeah,
You know he
Maximilian.
can do this?
Just for good measure, I'm skipping up.
Yep, Maximilian like reaches the top and then ties the rope. How many feet is this rope?
A
Mine
hempen
is
row, 50 feet.
50 feet. So this is around this arch is around like fucking 80 feet. So you're 30 feet short.
I'm tying my rope to his rope and then bringing it up.
Yep, there you go. Now you have enough. So are you? So is B climbing this to like fucking?
Well, he has
translate?
to read it.
I'm the one with comprehend languages, so I guess I'm climbing.
Now, this one you actually need to do acrobatics with me.
Acrobatics.
Yeah,
Okay.
to climb the rope. I mean, would you rather do it as like a athletics check?
No. I mean, they're
It would
both bad,
do a
but that one's
history check.
worse.
History? Why history? What the
The history
Why
of rope
history?
climbing, you know?
Oh my god.
That one's just as bad as my acrobatics. Anyway.
Well, then do a wisdom.
Alright.
How wisely you climb a rope.
Okay.
11. Good enough. With some struggle, B manages to climb the rope towards the top and is now yelling the fucking incantations towards you. Sai.
Does he have, by chance, what is it called where he can, a thaumaturgy? So he can just yell it literally with thaumaturgy?
Or message.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, that would have been fun.
I don't have any messaging spells. Although,
Alright.
let me look at the spell
Well, then
list.
yell.
So it takes you the
Remember only the first sentence of every book!
Yeah, I got you.
I climb down. That'll take a bit.
It
I'll go
will.
sit down on the crate.
So, Maximilian, by this point, 2 hours have passed, and there has been no sign of Theseus. And as Sai and B begin the next translation, you know that like this is gonna take an hour more. Theseus, by this point, you are 100. No, you are 270 feet away from them.
Did I slow down?
What?
I was saying, did I slow down? Digging.
No, you're still at the same pace. Wait.
Then why am I only at 270? Within
Oh yeah.
half an hour,
Oh yeah.
I was able
Yeah.
to
Wait. Wait. Wait.
move
Wait. Wait. Wait.
80
Wait.
feet
Wait. 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 Wait.
and
Wait.
dig
Wait.
a
Wait.
hole
Sorry.
up.
Sorry. 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 That's. Give me a moment. Give
So
me a
that
moment.
would be 90 plus 320. Since that would
know
mean
what's-
I dig again 160 feet an hour.
540.
And you should be drunk by now, because all that work, you only had one water skin, so you probably have downed the wine by now.
He's working on it. The thing is that like underground, he's actually like doing better because the sand is insulating him.
Yeah, but he's working, actively digging.
I know.
So that's sweat.
Well, it's not as bad as if you were working and the
Well,
sun was
obvious.
beating down on him at the same time.
So so the thing is the water skin so a water skin has like a few 4 pints of liquid. So he's done from the like at this point he's gone. Like the water skin is gone. He's started drinking the wine. Yeah,
Oh,
but
I
he's
am
not.
wringing out my clothes and drinking from it.
You.
He's about to drink his own urine.
Wet, but
You just see me with my top cloak off, just occasionally wiping my body and fucking bringing the sweat into my mouth before continuing.
Oh my god. Mm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So Theseus is now 500 and 40 feet away from you guys.
Well, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. Yeah.
I mean, If you guys followed my trail, you'd see a hole up every 80 feet, so I don't die of suffocation.
Surprised
Yeah.
you're smart enough for that.
Exactly, right?
Who just
Hey, this-
mimed the fact that you yeeted him? I don't think he cares.
The thing is that like if a hoot was an actual bird, he'd have a broken wing at that point. At least like ruffled feathers. But since hoot is not a bird, an actual like regular bird, he's
Mhm.
fine.
Yep, he's immune to exhaustion too. So
I think the funniest part about all of this is we are set to free people that are on the verge of death, probably, and time is of the essence. And we have one dude digging a tunnel. The other two are stupidly deciphering a massive amount of ancient elven text. And the one guy is just watching us idiots doing that.
Like I
Yep.
At least I'm making progress towards the objective.
I was
True.
actually expecting Maximilian to stop you, but
I
then
expected him to join in. We can bond over nerdiness.
I was
As I
expecting him to
fucking
stop
work in
you,
the
but yeah,
mines.
apparently not. Oh, by the way, Nix, at some point you
Yeah,
discover ore, and so you have some sort of ore in your bag now. Just saying.
perfect.
Damn, if he manages to find oil, we're rich. We don't need adventuring
We
anymore.
are rich.
You you're
Yeah,
thinking about
any
this in
ore I
real world
find,
terms. Mm-hmm.
any ore I find, I will intentionally slow down my progress just to grab it.
Okay.
I will not mine the ore. I will dig around the ore and then shove it in my bag.
So the entire cluster.
Mm,
Because as I heard before, bigger rock, bigger money.
all right. That's happening apparently. So yeah, you finished transcribing this. You finished transcribing the engravings at the door. So Sai and Beast, what you doing?
All right. Well, after transcribing that whole thing, I was like, all right, that cost me half my spell slots. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Well, you deserved it, buddy.
Of course. All right. See you later, and I'll head over to the inn, get myself checked into my room, and just nap until someone gets me.
So Beast just like walks downstairs and then and then just checks back into the inn. So Sai and Maximilian, what are you both doing?
First of all, I'll store the paper.
All right. Wait,
And
where
then
are you
I
storing this paper?
in my bag.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that many papers. It's if it's 700 books, then we only need one of the entire one book completely, and then we need from every book one sentence. The rest I just ignore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's roughly about like 10 pieces of paper, probably.
Give or take.
That's not that much space.
So you store it in your bag, basically.
Then I pat myself off of the dust that collected on my clothing because of the kneeling in the sand and writing on a box kind of thing. Have myself an entire table situation created in those 3 hours writing.
Mm-hmm.
Then I turn my head over to Maximilian and be like, "So, where's our friend? Did he come out of the hole?"
well, he actually seemed to have thrown my hoot out of the hole and then seemed to have continued on. But I don't even know if he's going the right direction.
And do you remember
what kind of
the
direction have under the? Well, how does one have direction around?
we could go in a circle the entire time?
Or totally the other way?
I look outside the giant door and be like if I can see anything.
I was half expecting you to go, thesis, as if that would work.
As if that would work.
So you look outside the giant the doorway, and then like there's sand. Lots and lots of sand.
So every 80 feet where he dug up his breathing hole, he put up a pile of sand.
No. Every 80 feet is just like a hole, but you can't see the hole.
Okay, so I can't see the holes. That's
Like
what I
it's
was getting after.
like they're not that big.
Okay, then I don't see anything suspicious, so I'd be like, he'll probably be fine.
How windy is it? Based on the movement of the sand on the dunes.
All right. Based on the movement of the sand, there's a bit of wind, but it's not that windy. That's yeah, it's not that windy.
Okay.
Like there's some movement in the sand, but not enough that it's gonna have enough sand to cover the holes from your estimate.
Okay.
If there were
Okay.
holes.
Yes. I know of one. So,
Yep. You only know the starting hole.
oh, yeah.
Well, you know of two actually. You know the starting hole and that there's a
Yes.
hole where Hoop
Yes.
got thrown out of.
Yeah. Right. I'm still seated on the crate, facing the door, just looking into the desert and just going, maybe he'll come back eventually.
Well, he probably is like stray cat, you know? They always find a way back home if there is food.
Mm-mm. Yeah, but
Wait.
he's carrying his food.
Should we test something? I mean, he's probably not like a superhuman senses or something, but maybe if we put something very delicious, yummy flavoring down the hole and seal it, maybe it gets all the way up to his nose. Being in that hole, not having good food.
Mm,
Oh, I think I have just a thing. Do you think this could impress him? And I just take out a random stone out of my pocket. It's literally a random stone where I cast it on prestidigitation on, and I choose the effect to flavor the rock in the most delicious smelling bear steak that Theseus could ever have smelled, and be like, "Do you think he would fall for this smell?" Hold it up to Max.
Okay.
mm. It depends if there's no wind. Like Hoot seems to have trouble going through. So I don't know if this smell will carry too much.
Well, me neither, but you know, it doesn't cost me anything. So I toss the rock down the hole and put the crate back up on the hole. It
You-
probably won't do shit, but I have tried.
All right. So you place the rock down the hole, and it's there. It's smelling, but yeah.
No, it's
So
not doing anything.
there's not like the smell doesn't like this. You can smell it from like the top of the hole from the box, but
I'm just praying to the super smell of Theseus regarding bear steaks. That's all.
There's
And then I know
seven
this.
fucking holes.
I don't know. I just turn around and be like, "Well, you'll find me at the bar. And I go downstairs, go to the tavern.
Okay. What
I
about
stay
you,
seated on the
Maximilian?
crate.
You're
stay
staying
seated on
seated
the
on the
crate.
crate.
Yep.
All right. So, at this point, we're just gonna fast forward like a few hours, cause it's gonna take. Yeah, you guys are split up. So, Beef is now sleeping.
Oh,
Sai is now in the bar, and Theseus is digging a hole and going on top, on top, on top. Theseus, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
I
This
was
will be
about to say after another hour, I just trace my steps back, buy wine, and then just survive off that.
wait. You're just going to begin tracing your steps back.
Yeah, after another hour of digging, I'd start drink. I'd drink the wine for the last hour and then run
Go.
back to buy more wine.
Wait, wait. You're coming back to buy more wine.
So I can continue digging.
Makes sense.
I don't know where water is.
Just dig deeper.
uh, roll me a Constitution save before we proceed with that shot, real quick.
Okay.
15. So after another hour, you drink up another bottle of wine, and then you go for one more hour, and then you drink up your second bottle of wine. So you have now traveled 720 feet from where everyone else is. Well, from the entrance anyway. So as you trace your steps back, you are tracing them, and the heat is now just not. It's becoming unbearable since like there's not enough air in the inside the tunnel to alleviate the heat that's gathering to it. So you manage to reach up the hole, but you're not. You manage to reach like the initial hole, but at that point you're too weak and even too um you're too weak and too parched to even shout. So Maximilian, roll me a perception check.
That's gonna go so well.
Yikes!
And I not just use I not just use the liquid from the tomatoes that are going rot.
I mean, do you have enough intelligence to remember that there are fucking tomatoes inside your bag?
Good
No, I
point.
just grab the bear steaks instead and wring them out in my mouth.
Thoughts.
That's the more likely option.
Thoughts.
Well, he brought that on himself.
Uh,
How much is 7 bear steaks worth of juice?
not enough
Well,
to
you
like.
cooked them poorly, so probably not a lot because as bad the worse you cook a piece of meat, the more water leaks out. And I
The thing
remember you
is
rolled
that
bad on
like
the roll.
the thing
Well, I
is that
butchered it poorly. I cooked them good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, then my bad.
so
Yeah, I think you're thinking about that.
I'm still thinking. The thing is at that distance and the amount of time you spent digging plus like yeah.
Wait, did you have me dig for an extra hour or 2 hours?
2.
I only wanted to dig for an extra 1.
All right. Let's do that. Let's do that one. But yeah, I'll give
I guess
it
isn't
to
clear
you.
enough.
Um, yeah,
Oh yeah, talk no jutsu.
you. You know what? Sure. Roll me a roll me another charisma check. Let's see if you have enough like strength left to like fucking at least get some sort of like sound out of yourself.
Oh.
Yeah. So Maximilian, you
Yup.
hear this just faint hello.
Hello.
Is it coming from in front of me since I'm facing the door?
Nope, not in front of you. It's not coming from in front of you. And if you were to look around, it's also not coming from like anywhere like beside you or behind you.
I stand up, lift the crate, and look down.
Yep, you stand up, you lift the crate and look down, and you see Theseus just like the vegetable that Theseus is now, unlike down below the hole.
Is he sucking on my rock?
I don't know. Ask Theseus.
Well,
about
it's
that.
the best bear steak smelling rock that you can find.
Mhm.
Sure,
I just shoved it. I just
give
shoved it in the
somebody
bag
in
and I'm
the.
sucking on my shovel.
I thought you would be sucking on the rock.
I shoved the rock in my bag, sucking on the shovel.
Okay.
I grab one of the 5 water skin and I heads up, throw it down the hole.
I let it hit me in the head. Or I grab it and start drinking from it.
All right. So Theseus, as you begin like drinking from it, you're recovering from like the extreme thirst, but that's about it.
So how far would it have been since I went an extra hour instead of extra 2 hours?
630 feet.
I just tell Maximilian that in steps. Because that's how I count it.
All right, 660 steps. And 630 steps.
Hold on. I take my notebook out and making calculus and integrations and derivatives in order to find the sine and cosine to see how far that would reach. I work better with an image.
So basically taking into account how tall Theseus is with like
Mhm.
how much he's how the distance between steps he's taking, you calculate
Oh
that
yeah,
it's around like 630 plus 630 feet.
yeah. I
For
got like
European measurements, how many football field is it?
God damn
considering we need the football of the ore.
it.
But next you go and calculate how many stones of sand I fucking moved.
Oh no, I don't need that.
How many sweat you have dropped?
He's
Yeah, because
actually
I drank all the
drenched
sweat I
now.
could.
Yeah.
So that equates to around oh, exactly 2 football fields.
Soccer or football?
No, actual football.
So American football.
Yes.
Okay. That's not as far as I thought. Kinda disappointed.
You gotta realize I was digging, not running. If I was running, I would have went farther.
Plus the digging up all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I didn't dig up for air holes, I would have fucking died of suffocation.
I bet Alfgor could have done better.
Oh, Alcor could have done better. Like he, yeah, fucking dug a hole while submerged in fucking water.
Oh yeah, right.
Anyway,
I also
continue.
gotta realize I'm not that strong.
All right. So yeah. Maximilian. You watch just like Theseus recover a bit from his exhaustion with the water you've given him, but he's not in any state to be walking anytime soon.
Da, 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 da. I would not think that lesser restoration would offer any help with it.
No, because like it's not like he's lost any HP. He's just like exhausted his stamina. Like, yeah.
I'm just going to use my staff and my shovel as crutches.
All right. So eventually, like Theseus manages to get out of the hole, and Maximilian, you watch as he tries to like use his staff and his shovel to like just walk. Surprisingly, if you care to notice, the shovel seems to have not been stained nor has been dented. Like it's flawless.
Hmm.
Or should I say stainless?
Mm-hmm. I tried to lead him to where he could at least put his back to a wall and like sit up.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm not stopping until I get to the inn.
oh, okay. So you just hobbling along. Okay.
Yep.
Uh,
I am
guess.
determined.
yeah, we saw that. Um, two things. One, I just realized that that rope is still dangling, so I go
It is.
on the side, back up, and I'll go untie it, undo the two, and I intend to give Sai his own rope,
Uh-huh.
repack mine, and then in due time I'll grab the water skin that Thesis just emptied, and I'll go back and refill it. Then I'll end up to the inn.
All right.
Also hand you my other empty water skin as well.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you as you go down and like fill up your the two water skins and you come back and you walk back to the inn, like as you are walking back, you just see Theseus like finally arriving down the stairs, and he's now just hobbling towards the inn. He's really really slow, but if it,
I'll send Travis to shoulder him and
Mhm.
allow him to like lean on bit on the other side.
Yep. So eventually, with Travis's help, Theseus is able to get to the inn. As are you. The bartender, sort of like raises an eyebrow as he sees you and Theseus enter along with Travis, while Sai has been drinking for a bit now.
How many hours would that have been until I returned to the tavern?
Give or take 2 hours.
I
It-
would have probably drank for an hour or so and then also went to take a nap, seeing that we are probably traveling through the night. I think sleeping now would be better because exhaustion and shit.
All right. So yeah, you've just drank for an hour. So never mind. Sai isn't there, and yeah, the bartender just like looks at you. You looks at you both. Long day. Long day.
You could say that.
Long day.
The bartender nods his head as he just points towards the stairs to the rooms.
I just hobble that way.
Travis and I helping.
All right. So eventually, with Travis and Maximilian's help, you reach the room, Theseus, and are able to lay down on the bed.
Yeah, I'm sleeping the rest of the time.
Mm-hmm. And with that, for you, Maximilian, what you doing?
I'll because he probably has it in his hand. I'll re-grab my pebble with the message, touch it, and disable the message.
Yep, it's been rapping this whole time. Well, it's been
Um,
repeating the message this whole time.
yeah.
It's not in my hand, it's tied to my hood.
Okay,
Okay.
there you go.
Well, I would untie it since you're you're laying down now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I should be nasty or not.
Always.
No, because he's he's
Dude,
he's
he's
the tank.
drunk. He won't know.
He's the tank. I don't want to.
What
Is
tank?
it-
We don't have a tank.
He's okay. Tank adjacent.
I suppose.
Um,
He's the drank. That's what he is.
yeah, I'll just let him be and just sit
Uh-huh.
on the bed and just relax,
All
or
right.
however long the others are relaxing.
So you sit on the bed and just relax. I'll consider this as a long rest. So for everyone, whatever you've lost is recovered.
Awesome.
Din, 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 din.
All right. And this is where we're gonna end this session.
Hey, we managed to
Hey.
stall it enough.
I mean, I was
Definitely
re-
not intended.
I was honestly really tempted to like deduct health from from you there, Theseus, but yeah, no. Anyhow,
I mean, if you told me I was starting to be exhausted, I would just turned back.
There's no turning back at one point.
Hmm.
I was expecting you
At
to
least I
turn
made
back
some
after
progress.
fucking 3 hours of like digging, but okay. Anyhow, but yeah. All right. So that's the end of this. We'll
So
see
we're
you
level.
guys.
We're level 20.